Hey friends, today I'm going to show you how you can make your very own handmade baby mobile, all from the comfort of your home with just a few materials from your local craft store. So let's get started. So first off, you're going to have to find out which color of felt you'd like to use. Grab your standard sheets with the matching sewing thread to go with each color. Of course, you're going to need a sewing needle, some pins, some scissors, wool balls to accent it, some stuffing, an embroidery thread, of course a hoop to hang it on, and of course the pattern. All right, once you have downloaded your pattern and printed it out, you are going to want to go ahead and grab your scissors and hand cut I'm going to go ahead and start with this copper, and I like to fold it in half so I only have to cut once. Okay? Go ahead and put your pattern right on there, pin it into place. The sharper your scissors are, the easier this is. Once the cutting is all done, you should have two body parts and the under torso. Don't forget to grab the thread that matches the color of the felt. So you have a nice fat ball right there, right here. From the inside to hide that big fat knot. So just tuck it back inside. Okay? And my favorite stitch, I believe it's called a whip stitch. You go out and over, out and back over. Try to keep them as close as you can, but also like the same distance every time. Go ahead and stuff it in. Also off camera, I added a little black bead and a little black embroidered nose. So you're gonna put in your polyfill. Now that we have finished sewing our 5 dogs, this took a lot of time behind the scenes, but we finished our 5 dogs. We are now gonna get ready to hang this hoop here on this stand. I am using one of the crib arms from my website. I have it attached to a little weight, but if you were doing this at home, I'd say just hook it into you can pull out a drawer and stick this base right into it and tighten it up, and then you can work from here. Now is the time to hang the string. I want 5 strings on this baby mobile. So I have a pretty thin embroidery string. This is actually 100% Egyptian cotton, but of course, I mean, honestly, I find cotton to be the best. Cotton has a good friction, so when you tie your knots, they don't slip out. Other strings can get a little slippery. So we're gonna do 2 full strings over the top here. 2 long ones, I mean. Okay, and then find the end and snip them. So I want to go ahead and tie that very first knot. I'd say about 1.5 to 2 inches from this here. Could even be a little tighter. I always double knot, triple knot, quadruple knot. Okay, we've got a knot. Now we've got to get all 4 of these strings into our sewing needle. Now this is where we grab a wool ball. I love 1-inch wool balls. These are 100% sheep wool from New Zealand. One of my favorite tools I cannot live without in my craft room are my pliers. I love to have a pair of pliers. I went ahead and pulled my needle through. Needle is safely on the table. I always lose those. Now we are going to double knot this again. 1 and 2. Oh my gosh, that thunder is so loud. All right, get our hoop and go ahead and double tie. I'd say this is about 5 inches down from the wool ball. Okay, let's double knot it. Move to the next one, about 5 inches down again. And you can always adjust it after. So it's just the first round is really just an eyeball. Is the thunder scaring you?
Yeah.
Aw, go with Uriah. All right, 5 inches down again on this side, and we're almost done with our 4 main strings. Noticing that this is actually not perfectly balanced, so this is where I loosely tied my double knots. I can just kind of pull and adjust. All right, that's pretty good. Now we double knot it again to make sure it is going to stay secured. It's getting dark because the storm is hitting. It's officially hurricane season in Florida. The needle again, like I said, I always lose it, so I'm happy it's actually here. Get your string back through there. All right, grab your wool balls. All right, I like to do 3 down the line. I just think it's really cute. Of course, you can make it however you want. Maybe you want to add some clouds. Maybe you want some, woo! Storm is hitting hard out there. All right, we got our 3. And pick your favorite pup. We're gonna start with the chocolate. You always gotta make sure he's balancing just right. I love Thunder, but that one just made the hair on the back of my neck rise. My husband and son are out on the road driving to hockey practice. Okay, we only have 4 strings, so we need to add the 5th one. This is where I go ahead and grab the embroidery thread again. Kind of measure out from top to down here and a little extra slack. Start your knot at the top of the wool ball again. 1. Again, I like to go nuts with these knots. I tie about 5 times. Back to the needle, back from the top of the wool ball. See if you can see it there. From the top of the wool ball, straight down the middle without snagging onto the other ones, the other strings. Alrighty. Now I just have to go and snip, 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 snip all the slack. All right, wonderfuls, we have our finished baby mobile. Of course, you can adjust your wool balls. So adorable. This is my best seller. Every time I make it, it brings the biggest smile to my face. Now, I understand a lot of us nesting moms are in that phase, and if you want to make something so incredibly sentimental and meaningful for your own little baby, I do have this pattern available for free. All you have to do is click the link below. You'll be sent over to a landing page where you can then download this yourself. Of course, you can gather all the materials as shown in this video here and make your own baby mobile dreams come true.